My idea is first is to get the reserve system back up and going. I mean, meet with the commissioners, find out where we're at, then tap into the community where we have, for sake of good old school values, let's use the word posse. You know, we'll have a Dark Horse posse or a West End posse or whatever y'all want to call yourselves, okay? But instead of having a list of reserves that are all over the county, what good does it do you if we need to call a reserve who lives in North Silver? Not a lot of good. Okay, so we have teams of reserves who are in your neighborhood. And I've not talked to any of them about this. I'm just saying, they may go, you gotta be kidding me. You know, they go like, you're crazy, okay? And so I want to let you know this is just a bubble, this is just an idea, okay? They may totally reject this idea, okay? But find your most service-oriented people who already have that kind of heart. But a team of people who live right out here will have an accessible and find out where we can meet halfway. But there's no way I'm going to be able to have 3 deputies on a duty at any given time and feel like I can truthfully tell you that we're going to be a lot over here a whole lot. You know, because that is not a true statement. And anybody who tells you that is not telling you the truth. Because everything in law enforcement is priority based. And then on top of that, you've got the horrible situation we're in where people are ambushing deputies and officers just for being them. So you end up having 2 or 3 people just sort of floating around for safety and backup. Well, that's very inefficient for people out here, you know, because you're like, what's it going to take to get some visibility, you know? And that's a legitimate concern. You pay taxes. You shouldn't feel like you're neglected. You shouldn't feel like you're ignored. You shouldn't feel like your taxes don't matter. Because by God, they're not going to come back and give you a check, a refund. Oh, you know, we looked at the tax roll. We came out here once this year, so you're going to get a refund on your taxes, your county taxes. When's that going to happen? Has it ever happened? No, it ain't going to happen. So you realize...
It's a wonderful idea.
I'll propose it to the commission.
Well, they ought to be able to get more options.
So how do I get to where we can feel like you as a community and I as your next sheriff can work out the problems in the most rational way? You know, that's your dissatisfaction. It's a legitimate concern. And I don't want to minimize it. It's not an easy answer, so I think, but you get people in those communities that are readily available so that when they need to be called, they're available. So, what do you think? Is it got somewhere on the right track?
You've got a plan.
Well, it's an idea. People who volunteer. I mean, because you're talking about taking on the duties and liabilities and the frustrations and the dangers of policing for no pay. I mean, who's crazy to do that? Volunteer firemen. No. They're great men and women. I don't know if y'all have any women that are okay. Hey, how you doing? There are great men and women, you know, and I'm not saying they're women. I'm not speaking for them. I'm just saying that every small community should, I imagine, if I sit for long enough, I'm going to meet some really good people. Because you have to rely on one another.
You said if you stay out here long enough, you're going to lead a good person.
Well, you throw the odds off. Maybe this lady back here. I've already sized you up. But I want you to...
He profiles you.
He profiled himself. I just had a 10-minute conversation with him. I know it will not be easy, it won't be perfect, but the first step is talking with you and figuring out, brainstorming, what can we do, where your problems are, is there a solution, can we meet it? I don't claim to be a miracle worker, but I do claim to be willing to listen and try. You know,
the will to do right.